In this module, we will explore how to create a simple step and repeat layout from an imported job, how to use some of the more advanced features to help address cutting registration errors, and finally how to create seamless repetition of pattern designs commonly used in textile printing. With a job already imported into Fiery Command Workstation, double-click on the job or right-click on the job and select Edit to open the job in Job Editor. Select the Layout tab and maximize the Step and Repeat panel. On the right-hand side of the header bar, select the checkbox to activate the Step and Repeat feature. Now, as an example, I'll enter 15 for the number of copies that I want to print and click Apply. As you can see, there is now an indicator that shows that there are 15 pages that were created for a total of 15 pages. However, you can see that we have some media that will be wasted. Now, you could count how many additional copies you would need to fill this blank area, but an easier method is to simply select the Fill Last Row option and click Apply. The last row is not filled, you have not wasted media, and the interface now reports that we will have 18 posters that will be printed. I'll select the Zoom tool and zoom in. As you can see, there is a space in between the copies of the job, both vertically and horizontally. That is the default spacing for separating jobs. Now let's assume that you have a cutter that cannot be configured to easily trim off this excess material around the posters. If you change the spacing between jobs to 0 and then click Apply, there will now be no space at all between the posters. But if there is any misalignment on your cutter, it will be noticeable on the final product. In the bottom right-hand section of the Job Editor window, you can click the Fit to Window icon to see this entire layout. Now look at the Flip Rotate section. Here you can click on the Flip Rotate box and select either Flip or Rotate. You can also choose to flip or rotate every other row or column. For this graphic, if you were to select Flip, the text on every evenly numbered row or column would be reversed, so you would want to select Rotate. You are working with rows in this layout, so you want to select the Row option and click Apply. Your new layout is now displayed in your preview, and now, if your cutter is misaligned, the area will be unnoticeable. You should note that once you have applied the Step and Repeat feature to a job, the original image can no longer be cropped or scaled. If you find that you do need to crop or scale the image, you will need to return to the Step and Repeat panel, deselect the checkbox to disable the Step and Repeat feature. To disable the Step and Repeat feature, modify the cropping or the scaling and then reselect the Step and Repeat feature to reapply your settings, which the system will have remembered. Now let's turn our attention to the creation of Step and Repeat jobs utilizing rapport files. A rapport file is a common textile industry file type that is designed with a built-in repetition pattern in order to take advantage of Step and Repeat printing capabilities specifically designed for the seamless textile printing market. A rapport file has already been imported into Job Center. Using the Step and Repeat feature, you can generate what is known as a minimum rapport file, a file that you can simply step and repeat from the console on the output device to cover the desired media area. Right-click on the job and select Edit, or double-click on the job to bring it into Job Editor. On the Layout pane, enable the Step and Repeat feature. Now you know from talking to the designer that to reproduce the design properly, you would need 2 copies of the graphic, step and repeated in the horizontal direction. The designer also informed you that the graphic was designed using what is referred to as a 1/2 vertical drop design. To create the minimum rapport file in your Fiery system, select the Pattern option, enter 2 for the number of copies needed in the horizontal field. Under the Offset Drop box, select Drop Size, 1/2 in the box to the right, select the vertical option, and click Apply. The pattern is now correct, but it is not seamless. To correct this, enter a value of 0 in both the horizontal and vertical space between jobs fields, and once again click Apply. You now have your minimum rapport file created, which the printer operator can simply step and repeat across and down the media. Now, a common request for operators of Reggiani and other textile printers is to supply a file from the Fiery system that covers the full width of the media. But often, simply repeating the full image does not completely cover the full width of the media, and you would need to crop out a small portion of the original image in order to fill the media width. Well, the Fiery system can easily fix that by automatically adding whatever portion of an additional rapport file is needed to fill the remaining media width and cropping off whatever portion is not needed. The Reggiani operator can then easily repeat the full width file down the media length needed for the job. To create a full width pattern, in the pattern section, simply select the option Full Media Width in the horizontal selection box, keep all other options the same, and click Apply. Examining the preview image, you can see that you now have the image automatically step and repeated the full width of your media, and your system has even added a small section of the graphic on the far right-hand side to complete the pattern. This file can now be sent to the Reggiani operator, who can step and repeat this down the full length of the media to give them the amount of printed textile media that they need to complete the job. This process can also be completely automated. Simply save this configuration as a preset which can be applied to other jobs, or select it as the default preset for a workflow specifically set up for producing this type of job. I'll save the preset with the name 1/2 vertical drop, and then I can create a workflow also named 1/2 vertical drop. This completes this module.